Hello, this is a video on how to play the card game 29. And so 29 is similar to many other South Asian trick-taking games in which the Jack and the 9 are the highest cards in every suit. It is almost certain that 29 descended from the European family of Jos games, which originated in the Netherlands. So that would be like Klobber Jos, for example. Um, and so, in terms of the geographic distribution of the game, it's popular in India, Bangladesh, as well as Nepal. And so 29 is usually played by four players in fixed partnerships. The partners sit facing each other. So here is me and my partner, and then West. With that out of the way, now do note that the game can be played differently. There are many variations. What we are talking about is a common rule set here. And so, four players in fixed partnerships, right, as we went through, you'll actually only need 32 cards from a standard 52 card deck. You'll only use 32 cards. That will be your sevens up to the jacks. And so essentially you'll want to remove the twos through the sixes from your standard 52 card deck because they will not be used for playing. There are 8 cards in each of the usual suits. The cards in every suit rank from high to low as follows: Jack, 9, Ace, 10, King, Queen, 8, 7. So it's quite unusual. The Jack is the highest, followed by the 9, and then the 10 is between the Ace and the King. After the King, the remaining cards, right, King, Queen, 8, 7, are ranked in chronological order, but after the King, right, the higher is 10, higher than 10 is Ace, higher than Ace is 9, the highest being the Jack. Now, do note that the aim of the game is to win tricks containing valuable cards. The values of the cards are as follows: Jacks are worth 3 points each, 9s are worth 2 points each, Aces are worth 1 point each, 10s are worth 1 point each. The other cards, the King, Queen, 8, and 7, are worth no points. This gives a total of 28 points for cards. In some variations of the game, the last trick is worth an extra card point, for a total of 29. This total explains the name of the game. However, most players don't count the point for the last trick, but the name 29 still stays. So, traditionally, the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s are obviously discarded from the full 52 card deck. Some players like to use the 6s to keep score. So one partnership uses the red 6s and one uses the black 6s to keep score. But I just say it's easier to keep score manually using a different system, but it is up to you. Deal and play are clockwise. The cards are shuffled by the dealer. 4 cards are then dealt to each player, one at a time. As you can see, I have 4 cards, as do the other players. Based on these 4 cards, players bid for the right to choose trumps. Each bid is a number, and the highest bidder undertakes that his or her side will win in tricks at least the number of points bid. So, you bid, but you must bid what you think your team will at least win. The minimum amount you believe your team will win. The player to the dealer's left bids first, and subsequent players in clockwise order may either bid higher or pass. So it's my turn to bid first. I have a 10 and a jack here. That's quite high ranking, and so I'm going to bid 16 with, and so every other player passed. Okay, and so if any player bids, right, and so each bid is a number. The player to the dealer's left bids first. The minimum bid allowed is 16, and the maximum is 28, assuming that the point for the last trick is not counted. If it is, then the maximum would be 29. If any player bids, the auction continues for as many rounds as necessary until 3 players pass in succession. Notice that I bidded there, and then east, north, and west all passed. Therefore, since they all passed, I ended up winning the bid. Now, if the first 3 players pass, then the dealer would be forced to bid the minimum, which ends the auction. So, if all players pass and it goes back to the dealer is forced to win the auction. The winner of the auction chooses a trump suit, and so we'll first choose a trump suit. We'll go with hearts here, and then, okay, so the dealer then completes the deal, giving 4 more cards to each player. Notice how we started off with these 4 cards. We kept these 4 cards, but then the dealer deals 4 additional cards to each player, so that everyone has 8. So, a single hand, by the way, is when you believe your hand is so strong that you'll play without your partner in an attempt to win. This is not recommended because obviously it is way harder without your partner. But if your hand is that good that you think you'll be able to take or I guess win the hand without your partner, then you would do so. It does have its own benefits, and we'll talk about that as well. And so, although I don't recommend it, but you would have to win 8 tricks playing alone. If you do that, there would be no trumps. The player who announced single hand leads the first trick, and the partner of the lone player places their hand down and takes no part in the play. The lone player's team wins 3 game points if all 8 tricks are won and loses 3 points otherwise. So that's, I guess, if you want to play with a single hand. And so, other than that, the play is quite simple. So the player to the dealer's left leads the first trick. In that case, that would be me. So we're not going to go with a single hand here. Players must follow suit if possible. The winner of each trick leads the next trick. Initially, the trump suit is unknown to the players other than the bidder. The first player who is unable to follow suit must ask the bidder to declare the trump suit. The bidder then shows the trump indicator to everyone. So that's what we'll do here. We are going to continue playing. We'll simply lead with we'll go with the jack of clubs. Okay. So, we'll continue playing here in an attempt to simply... Okay. So what just happened there? That is exactly what we talked about. East was unable to lead suit, so East must ask the bidder to declare the trump suit. The bidder is then forced to show the trump card to everyone. In this case, I was forced to show everyone that the trump suit is hearts. A player unable to follow suit may play any card. So you must follow the lead suit. If you cannot follow the lead suit, you can play any card. Starting from the trick during which the trump suit is declared, each trick is won by the highest ranking trump card or by the highest ranking card of the lead suit if no trump cards were played. So even if you play a trump card, if the trump card is not revealed, then it doesn't count as trump. It would simply be treated as you playing a non-card that is not trump or is not the, I guess, lead suit. Right? Of course, you could only be playing the trump suit without it being shown if it is the lead suit, because other than that, no other player would really be able to play it. And so anytime after the trump has been declared, a player who holds both the king and queen of trumps in hand can declare them immediately after their team has won a trick. This combination is called royals or a pair. Note that they can only be declared if you have both of them in your hand currently after the trump has been declared, and if after the trump has been declared your team wins a trick. So if the pair is declared by the bidder or their partner, the number of card points they must win to fulfill their bid is reduced by 4 to the minimum of 16. If the opponent team of the bidder declares a pair, it increases the number of points required by the bidding side by 4, subject to a maximum of 28, assuming there's no point for the last trick. So, it's quite simple, right? You simply want to win tricks with the valued cards, right? Keeping in track of the distinct, I guess, ranking of the cards, right? And that Jack is the highest, and it's just ranked weirdly. And you also want to just keep in mind that you bid for trump, you must fulfill your bid, and trump is only shown after a player is unable to follow the lead suit. In this case, diamonds were played. I do have a diamond, and so I must follow the lead suit, as you can see. In this case, East takes the trick again. So in this case, a king was played as well as a jack. The jack of spades was played, and so this trick is won. Okay, so does it make sense for me to use a trump card here? No. I know the 8s aren't worth anything, so, and then the jack was played. What I can do is I can play a valuable card, because I know me and my partner are going to win this trick. However, since I have the jack of trump, I think it's also beneficial for me to try to save it for a better, I guess, hand. And so what I'll do is I'll play my 10 there. Now, what I'll do is I'll play my king of clubs there. That trick had no value, so it did not matter, even if it was played. That ace gave us a point there. What I'll do now is I'll play my 8 of clubs. Once again, we got points from the cards played. So the 10s are going to help me as well as my jack. So, my team reached the target bid. Let's talk about the scoring then. So it's quite simple in terms of that regard. You simply bid for the trump suit and you want to take tricks with the valued cards. Okay? We'll declare a marriage if we have one, right? But it's usually quite rare. And so when all 8 tricks have been played, each side counts the card points in the tricks it has won. In this case, our card points are 19, and East and West have 9 card points. The winner of the last trick adds an extra card point. If the bidding side took at least as many card points as they bid, adjusted for a marriage, if appropriate, they win 1 game point. Otherwise, they lose 1 game point. The score of the team playing against the bidder does not change at all. So, as you can see, we reached our bid, and so we get 1 game point. So you can't just play it safe and not choose to bid, because there is no way that you will get points. You have to take a risk, you have to bid. So, in terms of winning, the game is won by the first team to reach a cumulative score of 6 game points. It also ends if a team reaches negative 6 game points, thereby losing the game. So the first team to reach 6 game points wins the game, or the first team to reach negative 6 game points loses the game. So it's quite simple. That's literally it. What we'll do is we'll simply play. If we see a marriage, we'll talk about that and show it. Other than that, we have gone through everything here. So let us continue. So, am I happy with my hand here? Well, I don't have strong trumps, really, of anything. And so, might as well, now that I think about it, we will indeed put the ranking system on the side here, just to make it sort of easier to understand. And so that is my bad, my apologies. And so I do apologize for not having that sooner. I cannot believe that I did not think of that, and so that is completely my fault. But we are back, and so we will continue playing. I don't have a strong hand here. I'm not going to bid. I'm going to pass. In terms of doubling, you can double a bid. Okay, and so let's talk about that as well, because we really did not talk about that. That is a bit more advanced, and so I did not want to talk about that, but we will. And so either opponent of the bidder may say double if they believe that the bidder's team will fail. So you essentially say double if you think the bidder's team will fail. What this does is if the bidder's team meets their bid, they win 2 game points. If the bidder's team fails to meet their bid, well, then they lose 2 game points. So it's a bit riskier for both sides. So after a double, right? And so this is a slight variation here, additional, but it does make the game a bit more, I guess, advanced, and so some of you may like that. After a double, right? So the bidder's opponents double. If the bidder's team is so confident that they will meet their bid, they can reply with a redouble, which doubles the score again. This means that for that hand, they will win 4 game points if they meet their bid, and they will lose 4 game points if they fail to meet their bid. So that's pretty much it. We also have our single hand, right? If you feel like you have a really strong hand, the lone player's team would win 3 game points if they won all 8 tricks. So you could play by yourself if you feel you have a very strong hand. These additional rules, don't really pay attention to them, but they are there if you want to use them. Just pay attention to the dealing, the bidding, the trick taking, the scoring. And that's really, really simple, right? And so here we had, I believe a diamond was led here, and so unfortunately we'll have to play our queen here. But that's okay. A diamond was led here. I don't have a diamond, okay? And so essentially what's going to happen now is, remember, the first player who is unable to follow suit must ask the bidder to declare the trump suit, right? And the bidder would then show the trump indicator card to everyone. And so I revealed trump there, and trump is diamonds indeed. And so I know I can't beat that. What I'll do is I'll simply play my lowest ranking card here. That would, in this case, be a 7. So it does seem like East and West have quite a good grip. Clubs were led, and once again the Jack of Clubs was played. I don't want to give them points with my 10, so I'll play my Queen of Clubs to be strategic. When you know your team is going to win the trick, then play as many high value cards as you can. When you know that the enemy team will win the trick, then try to refrain from playing cards. And so this time I gave them a point, but I had to follow the lead suit whenever possible. In this case, we'll play an 8, right? We don't want to play our 9 because that is worth 2 points. In this case, we'll have to play our ace here. And so that's good for me and my partner here. I'm hoping that the 10 of hearts is enough, but I'll still play my ace in case that they had a trump diamond, which was the case. And so they did meet their bid, and so they'll end up getting a game point. Okay, now let's play again. So in terms of our hand, it's honestly quite bad. So I don't think it's worth bidding 19. I will choose to pass there, right? That's just simply, again, your decision. I chose not to double there, and I'm not going to play with a single hand. And so I can't follow the lead suit already, so I choose to reveal the trump. The trump is hearts, okay? I know that a jack has been played. I know that a queen of diamonds has been played. I know that East probably has a diamond. I feel confident playing my 7 of hearts there in an attempt to get some points for my team, and that's what I did there. That's how you strategically, honestly, really do something there. I'm going to play my 7 of spades. My partner played the jack of spades. That's smart. So now here we saw that the king of hearts was played. right? That's trump. Now, I don't have the jack of hearts. I'm guessing East probably has the jack of hearts. What I'll do is I'll sacrifice my 8 of clubs. That trick was low value. It only had 2 points. And so that was quite strategic by me. Now here, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play my trump here. I'll play my 10. So that gave us some points there as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and play my ace of spades there. And so they'll get a point there. That's the jack of hearts, and you can't beat the jack of hearts. What I'll have to do here is I'll have to play my lowest value card. That's my ace of clubs. In this case, I have to play my heart since I do have it. This is quite a high value trick for them, so that's quite bad. I don't have any more trump cards left, so I'll have to play my ace. I'm trying to save my jack of clubs, so whoever wins this last trick, this is imperative. And so they did not meet their bid, so they lose 1 game point. We don't gain any, they simply lose 1. And so let us continue. This game is quite fun. I don't have a beneficial hand. I'll pass. Okay, I actually should have made clubs trump there, but that's okay. So spades, I have to follow with the spade, but the king is worth nothing, so it doesn't matter. They will get a lot of points there, though, from that trick. We actually bid 16, so it's in our best interest to see if we can sort of aid in the process there. I'm going to play a 10. So we took that trick there. Now, trump is hearts, okay? And so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to play my 8 of clubs. So that's the jack of trump. I know that that's going to win. I'll play my jack of... Oh, I have to play a heart there. I'm sorry. You have to follow the lead suit. I am forgetting standard trick taking rules, which is quite embarrassing for me, considering how many card games I have played. And so now a spade was played. I don't have a spade. What I'll do is I don't really know what to do here. Play a diamond. So a diamond was played. That's the jack of diamonds. Play the queen of clubs. So that was... I don't think we can meet our bid here. A heart was played there, so that's good for me. I'll play my jack. And this is where it all is. Everything's on the line here. We could not meet our bid. So my partner doesn't know what he's doing, and so I had a pretty bad partner there. And so that's